All right, everybody, welcome back to Chapter 15 of Cyberpunk Red, Cyberpunk After Dark, presented by yours truly, Bo from Blades and Blasters. Tonight we have Cuervo, played by Walter Peck. He's going to join us in a little bit. We have Switch. We have Marcus Blazik. We have S.W. Duger, and we have Rex Riker tonight, played by Ghost. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, you guys should see Duger's kidnapped there. Introduction. It could be that Night City is getting crazier. It could be that the corrupt cops, the gangs, the cutthroat corpos, and the Edgerunners that make the place tick are all dissolving. Loyalty, love, respect, honesty, all seem to be out the window as spring turns to summer and SoCal's oppressive heat rolls over the neon cesspool like a smoke-cloaked steamroller. In the bay, flotillas have appeared. Seagoing nomads shoot guns in the air while they chant and sing with religious zeal about the return of Archangel. There are even reports in the screen sheets of said seafaring nomads engaging in piracy. In the words of one of their leaders, a face-tattooed female who stands about 6 feet tall with shoulders like a Brahma bull, "Why the fuck should we care about some Chinese ocean liner? We'll take their shit. Who's going to stop us? Nobody. Your piss-poor, corrupt society is fucked, and you're next." According to reports, Brahma Bull then proceeded to steal the reporter's camera and beat him senseless with it. Near the marina, NCPD has been powerless to stop a faction of Maelstrom that has created the Night City Marina Autonomous Zone, or the MAZ for short. What's in the MAZ? It's a black box. Just last week, 2 choppers were shot down as they crossed over the once peaceful Oceanside business community. It has now turned into a hellscape, complete with smokestacks and the sound of heavy machinery day and night. I now bring you the last clip transmitted from the last helicopter that was shot down. "This is Nate Turner, filling in for 24/7. We're now high over the MAZ, trying to gain a glimpse over Maelstrom's new autonomous zone. It's hard to see over through much of the smoke, but it's clear. NCPD has no jurisdiction here, and whatever the controlling forces are up to in the MAZ, it's noisy. Yes, there we are. A brief parting in the haze. Yes, we can see something that looks like, oh my god, what the fuck is that? Some sort of crane? Hang on. Those smoke shrouds? Fuck, that's a missile. Evasive maneuvers, The clip ends with an explosion, a static, as Nate Turner and his fellow crew tumble to the earth and are vaporized in a storm of broken rotors and steel. But there are pockets of Night City that are still at least a little sane. Now we find Switch. We find Switch a week out from her release from the hospital. She awakes in S.W. Duger's corporate connect. This is the best she's felt in days. The surgeries are through. She's off painkillers. It's time to get back to biz. I'll let you role play your way in there, Switch. And I'm going to let you roll 2 hustles, as you've probably been back in business for a couple weeks at least.
All right. What do I roll for hustles?
Just roll 2d6 for 2 of them. All right. You are a solo. What did they get? Somebody yell it out for me there.
I'm opening the PDF now, so
5 and 2.
What
rank are you there?
Just 1. No, 2. I'm sorry, I'm ranked 2.
No, you're
solo.
5.
6.
I've got 5.
So that would be 100 eddies and 300 eddies, so 800 total.
Okay.
And I will add those to your Cash App. And you can figure out bodyguard work, high-end client, and then attracted undue attention, had to lay low.
Okay. I think she took on some mild bodyguard work, something that while she was kind of recovering, she could do basically with her eyes shut. But her face is getting to be more recognizable, and she just noticed that while she was on the painkillers, sometimes people would recognize her and walk up, and it would be unfortunate tension. She wouldn't be really completely with it enough to control a social situation that she isn't really good at to start with. And so that next week, after saying something stupid that ended up streaming on, going viral on the net, she just decided to lay low that next week. I just can't imagine she got involved in anything serious while she was recovering.
Yeah. So you wake up in bed, you're feeling better, finally. You might have like a new plate in your head after getting shot. Who knows what they did to you in that place. And hopefully they didn't steal any organs. I'm fairly sure they didn't. But you wake up and it's one of the rare kind of semi-sunny days there in Night City, and motes of sunlight are filtering through your windows. And you look out from your bedroom, you kind of see S.W. Duger there sitting at his desk doing his requisite work for Militech, although I'm sure a lot of other things are on his mind.
And she walks out just as that news clip about the helicopter is playing on the TV, behind Duger. He's probably not paying any attention to it, but she hears Maelstrom, and she kind of stands there watching raptly until the clip finishes, and then she reaches out and waves her hand and turns off the displays, walks over to SW.
SW's sitting at his desk. He's got a smoldering, it looks like it's smoldering, but it's not really burning, cigar sitting on his desk in a fake ashtray with no ashes in it. It's an antique that he picked up somewhere. It's like one of those big, almost crystal ashtrays, just huge. And as he hears Switch's footsteps, he turns and looks at her as she walks out.
She gives him kind of a smile. She's got like a cup of coffee in one hand, brushes her hair back from her face, and says, I'm feeling pretty good today. Didn't take any meds last night, and I woke up feeling fine.
Headaches are gone?
Yeah, I don't... You know what? I actually feel really good.
Good. A lot of shit's coming to a head out here. We're gonna have to Move quick, soon. I don't know if you feel up to the Gibby appointment, but Cuervo and Lolo have them stashed away.
Yeah. She kind of looks down at her cup, looks back up. I think we better just get that over with.
Alright, I'm planning on meeting Marcus anyway there. We should all get together, probably. There's a lot we need to talk about. And just kind of what I was thinking, that Gibby would probably be stashed at the Pate Pirate prostitute's house, since that's our designated meeting place. So he
She,
yeah, good.
no, I was going to say, she just nods and says, well, guess I'll go get ready then.
Yeah. Yeah, just make sure you bring something that you can defend yourself with. I don't think we're gonna need it right now, but you know, with this Moloch business, you can never be too safe.
She's already walking back to her bedroom, and she kind of looks over her shoulder, and she kind of smiles a little bit and says, who do you think you're talking to? Then goes back into her bedroom. You can hear her sorting through. You hear clicks and clacks and like the sounds of magazines getting shoved into assault rifle, and familiar sounds of switch preparing to go out.
Yeah. SW might seem a little nervous to you. He's acting a little fidgety the last couple days. You're not sure what's changed necessarily. He's been kind of tight-lipped about it, but you were in the hospital for, I guess, probably several weeks, and he was out doing whatever. But he's looking a little worse for the wear. He's not been sleeping much, and he finally throws on has his agent call Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus, the phone connects on the other end.
It's not SW's agent secretary, it's him, which is probably the first time that's ever happened. And he just says, meet today, 1300, you know where.
Please hold for Marcus Blazek.
We don't have time for this shit, stop.
Realize that there was nobody putting you on hold, it was just Marcus being stupid. That's how it feels, SW. Yes, where do you want me to meet you again?
The Prost's house.
The prostitutes. The bus schedule says, I'll be there in 2 hours.
Alright, why don't you, can you reach out to Lolo and Cuervo if you get a chance, and your gold-faced buddy? We should get together.
Yeah, I'll send out messages. Oh, well, actually I will need 4 hours because Rex doesn't know where this house is. So I'll have to go pick him up with the bus.
That's fine.
Then take Route 15.
That's fine.
And if I take Route... yeah. So 4 hours and I'll get Rex with me.
Alright, fine. And he just hangs up. He thinks... He's like... He knows he can't call Preston, so he's like... I think we're gonna call a cab. He says to Switch.
Okay. No problem.
We got some time to kill, though. Marcus has got to do like 20 bus loops.
Well, I can... Maybe getting there early is okay. We can deal with Gibby.
You want to take care of that before they get there?
And she kind of sighs. It's not really, meant to be a show.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're gonna be okay?
She pauses for a minute and thinks and says, yeah, I think I'm going to be fine.
Okay. By the way, your boss, quote unquote, wrestling guy Hammer, he contacted me a couple days ago asking about you. I said that I would let him know when you're ready to get back in the ring.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it'll be fun. Right now, I'm just kind of focused on the moment. So
Yeah.
let's head on over.
All right, fine. He would have his agent contact a cab. He's not calling Preston to take him over there, or anybody from Militech for that matter.
Yeah, your agent calls and initially quotes you a time of an hour and a half. Then the human on the other end kind of checks your address at Beaverville and says, "Absolutely, sir. We'll be there in 20 minutes."
All right. He passes over the eddies and digitally, and you would wait for Switch to get ready, and then go out to the cab when it's there.
Can you pull up that intro again? I'm looking for it in the handouts and I can't find it.
It should be at the very top. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Anything else? Otherwise, we'll switch on over to Blazik and Rex.
Not for me.
As the scene fades, Duger and Switch eventually exit the kidnapped. They're dressed for success. They're dressed for the biz, as they say. Switch is armed, of course. Sunlight streams out down on them, and as the cab pulls up, a breeze blows through the dirty city streets, ruffling Switch's hair. Of course, Duger's doesn't move one iota. It's plastered down with some sort of pomade. And as they get into the cab, the camera pans up across the city, away from the pristine streets of Beaverville towards somewhere hidden, somewhere in the heart of the city, but somehow overlooked, where refugees, where techno wizards and the crazy, the outcast, the doubted tend to gather. And we find ourselves in Rex Stryker's workshop. Marcus Blazik may be in the room, maybe nearby, but one thing's for sure, he can hear Rex working on his project that he spent over a month on. The eddies were hard to come by, sure, but Marcus fronted him for the project. And if you know Lolo, you know a way to get restricted parts. So Rex Stryker has put the finishing touches on his new quote-unquote invention. He's learned a lot. This is by no means a perfect specimen. It's a prototype. It's functional. It's a proof of concept. But nonetheless, Rex Stryker is certainly proud of it. Jose Cuervo may or may not be here. Maybe he's standing guard outside. But if Walter Peck shows up, we'll throw him in the scene. And Rex Stryker and Marcus, take it away.
Yeah, Riker... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rex.
Right. Yeah, Riker has basically been consumed by this project. He started out with a normal routine of just the usual wake up, get coffee, go to work, working on things in here. Usual bathroom trips, everything else, standard routine. But as he got more and more into it, as he got more and more dedicated, he begins to delve deeper, to commit even more time to it, to consume even more coffee, to have a few bottles around just in case he doesn't have time, to run off and do what must be done. He is absolutely enthralled by this project. By month's end, he has hardly left the room that this creation is housed in. He smells rancid. He's filthy. Hasn't showered in at least a week. Covered in cigarette smoke, soot, sparks, and everything else. Burnt on his forearms. And he hasn't slept in 3 days. Just propelled purely by synth coffee. And as he looks it over admiringly, seeing that it is finished, at least for now, one finishing touch to make it all work, to put it all together. If Marcus is somewhere in the house, he is here. Rex to shout, "Eureka!" And he throws his fists up in the air. "I have become God!" And he looks at the ceiling, this dirty ceiling, shirtless, smelly, and admires his work.
Marcus is walking up to Rex's container. He is in a slightly bad mood. Took him longer to get here than anticipated. And he's walking up to the door and he hears Rex exclaim. And he rushes in, pushes the door open, and sees Rex's creation. "You are indeed God, Brother Rex."
Rex collapses into a chair and he leans back. He's got just this one last cup of coffee. He checks and makes sure that it's not one of his bottles, quote unquote, before he drinks out of it. Who'd have thought, Marcus? Who would have thought that in this day and age, God would be in a shit shack out in the middle of the combat zone? But I've peaked. I think this might be it. This might be the greatest thing that I have accomplished. It may be the magnum opus, Marcus.
I see it. For all that the beauty it is. Yes, a shit shack indeed. But maybe God's always been in a shit shack. And that's why this world is a shit show. Who knows? Maybe with this, it stops being a shit show.
Yes. Has to
This
be.
thing can outlive time. With a large enough power source, it can live forever. See all of our deeds. So it's not just... It's a being you have created that is maybe going to be a god to somebody else in the future. But there is no stepping back. Brother, there is no stepping back.
We created it, Marcus. We created it. And he comes over and you can probably smell him, Marcus. He just smells terrible. And he grabs you by the shoulders. We made this thing. When you put the finishing touches on the framework, the intelligence, it's gonna be real. This whole thing is gonna be real, Marcus. It's not just, right now it's just parts, you know? It is life waiting to be breathed into. Its lungs need to be given air. This is like pulling the child out of the womb, basically, right? You need to deliver this thing. You need to bring this life, bring it to life with the intelligence, the housing, everything. Together we've made this thing, and it will be eternal, and I can make it better for as long as I'm alive. I can make it better. Fuck, if I get really good at it, Marcus, I can make more. I can make even more.
Marcus looks at you and smiles this wild, serene, wide smile. And then he sits down, crosses his legs, pulls out his deck, drops his visors, and just before he jacks into this thing you have created, he says, "Time to put the ghost in the shell, brother." And then he jacks in.
You jack in, and immediately the real world mingles with that of the digital. Rex Riker sees his project come to life on the table. Electronic eyes flicker open. They glow a intense shade of amber, but yet there is no personality. Yet there's nothing there. There's no memory. There's no consciousness. There's no love. There's no hate. There's just Marcus Blazik in cyberspace with this thing they've created.
It's all of cyberspace starts off with just wires, thick cables. They feel old. They feel frayed. You can feel the metal within these wires. And then from those wires he finds more wires. These are thinner, sleeker, more flexible. As he pulls them apart, he sees that there is light through these wires. And soon the wires give away to a space, an empty space. And in that space, this light starts congealing from all around. And then there's a small heart that's beating at its center. Marcus's net space avatar starts floating towards it. As he gets closer to this glowing heart, he sees that it's almost fluid, moving. He gets closer and he sees that the fluid itself is congealing. And as he gets closer and closer, it feels like he's coming from a picture that is completely out of focus, brings him into focus, and he sees this being that is a perfect replica of Alpha in a net space that he has just created within the Cortex system, the mechanical Cortex system that Rex built. And Rex sees that all his servos, his electronics, the lights, the eyes, everything just lights up. Life.
And boom, name has changed. Suddenly you see Marcus. In cyberspace, you see just the digital engram of Alpha AI flood into the container that you've crafted for it. Both the digital container and the container of hardware that Rex Riker has so diligently and so lovingly crafted. Is his love meant for Alpha AI? Perhaps not. Perhaps it's meant to find its home in another time in the future, but for now, this prototype, there's no other word for it, but it comes to life. And it sits up in the workstation, and it takes its first breath. You see this thing's chest heave in and out, and you know it's synth skin laid over servos and wires and circuits, crystalline lattices of AI networking architecture. But for now it says, Am I back? Am I here? That beating heart continues as this synthetic being holds out her right arm and holds it up to the neon lights of the workshop. Looks at the palmar aspect of her hand, turns it over, looks at the dorsal aspect. Oh my God. No cancer, no death, no dying, and it stands up to its full height. It's like over 6 feet tall, lithe, and just kind of looks down at its body and takes a step and almost stumbles, falling into the Rex kind of as he stands up from the workstation. Oh!
Yeah, Rex will try to catch her. Easy. You're alive. She's alive. I did it. I fucking did it. I fucking did it. Oh, come on. We'll work with it. Take your time. It's gonna being alive again, huh? Come on, let me help you up.
From what you can tell, Rex Riker, this mouth stretches into a long, smooth smile. Her eyes look joyful too, but her irises are just a blank LED light. Takes a few more steps and now is more steady. This thing is learning quickly. Rex! Marcus, where's Marcus? The both of you. I've had parents. I can remember them from years ago. Both died, but now I have two more. Marcus and Rex. My two dads. Can we make a sitcom based on this?
Two guys and a robot.
Oh man, again.
And she walks over to the net architecture that you're in, Marcus. And I'm sure you would install like interface plugs in this thing. And she like jacks in immediately. And she just feels the rush of entering cyberspace like she used to, like the Netrunner of old she used to be, like the ninja of cyberspace, as was her reputation. And she just laughs like this huge, grateful, very free laugh and says, "Oh, fuck yeah! Let's go!"
Marcus just looks at this, the like gone, suddenly like Alpha's avatar disappears and Alpha's physical body's manifestation is in this net space. And Marcus kind of looks at her and smiles. You just took your steps in meat space and you just took your first steps in net space. You just jacked back into the same cyberspace that you emanate from. Which means you are getting already more capable.
She kind of turns to Marcus. "I'm sure I have a lot to learn," and she looks down and says, "I'm not sure all my former parts work, but as far as resurrections go, Rex Riker, 5 out of 5 stars."
Rex is my man. Let's leave this place and go join him. There is much work to be done. I want to introduce you to the people who try to steal you and copy you, subjugate you, dilute you. Now you have to decide what you want to do to them. You can manifest in meat space as well. It's going to be a whole new experience. But I can't wait to see the carnage you are going to create. And with that, Marcus jacks out and back into meat space.
Yeah, she does the same, and you're so used to leaving her when you jack out that as you do this, she's just standing right there next to you, albeit with this face and visage that's very much different.
Marcus looks to Rex. She is complete. She is perfect.
Yeah, Rex just looks at Alpha, looks at Blaze, looks at Alpha again. He's crying. He's kind of overcome with it. He sits down. I fucking did it. We did it. We fucking did it. Now, obviously we'll have to, go through tests, make sure everything's working well, and things like that, but that's not something to worry about right now. And in the future, I'm gonna make this process even better. You can have... I want it to be a one-to-one one day. You can't even tell the difference. You can look however you want. That's my goal. I'm gonna... It's gonna be fucking brilliant, but this is amazing. Enjoy this today. It's a new future. I feel it already.
With that, once everybody feels comfortable, Rex, Marcus, and they put a kind of a hood, cloak on Alpha, so people don't get kind of freaked out by seeing her, and she stays as hidden as possible. And the three of them go back out, wait at the bus stop. The bus comes by, picks them up, and they head back into Night City.
Ghost, I'm gonna let you roleplay what it looks like as this. You come out with your skull face. Marcus is coming out with all his paranoid look. And you have this 6 foot fucking tall robot that basically has a Jedi robe on with its hood up so nobody sees it. What does this look like as you guys get on the bus?
Yeah,
Describe
so
it.
it's one by one. First is Marcus, because he's he knows the bus route, so he's on first. Bus driver sees, nods. I come up next. Bus driver's probably seen me before. Nods. I'm all smiles, even more so than usual with my goofy gold skull plate. And then this big 6 foot tall, what to the driver probably looks like this is borged out individual in the face is just head to toe in a robe. Right? This bus driver is seeing an interesting sight today, and it's one of several bus drivers that will see the same as we all collectively take our seats together. And Riker's just gushing the whole way, asking Alpha a bunch of questions under his breath.
Dan, 30 minutes go by and we're going to rendezvous down in South Night City. About 10 blocks away from the combat zone. And not in the roughest of neighborhoods, but not a very nice neighborhood either. And we have a bus pull up at the same time as a cab. Outside what is affectionately known as the Prost's house.
It's because I don't remember her name. But,
Alice, I think.
I think, Switch wanted to be there a little earlier.
Okay,
take care
yeah.
of getting
It might play out
Okay,
better.
that's
You know,
fine.
we can always say that people are all coming at the same time.
That's
It's fine with me. So we can have us getting there as they're getting there. Maybe we were delayed.
traffic. SW gets out of the cab and he gives the guy a pretty good tip and waves for Switch to come along as he kind of meanders towards the door. As he does, he hears a the bus pull up and kind of turns and he's like, looks like we're not the second ones here, at least.
She looks as they were approaching the door, you know, she kind of turns around, waits for the bus to come to that full stop, leans against the wall, crosses her arms, waiting for the others to come off the bus. I assume that they do come off the bus. probably Marcus, then Rex, and then Alpha in her hood, and she kind of raises an eyebrow as the third figure approaches with the others, and she kind of leans over to SW. Who's that? That doesn't look like Cuervo.
I don't know. A little taller than Cuervo.
It's like whoever it is has arthritis.
Just chuckles. It's probably Marcus's mom.
Well, I guess we'll find out. She just kind of raises a hand and waves.
Yeah, Rex is practically striding over. He looks very confident today. Normally he's kind of hunched vulture style, but he looks very fiercely proud. All smiles, even more so than usual. He kind of walks over. You guys still beat us here. I guess not a surprise.
Yeah, imagine that. Our taxi beat your bus with 12 stops.
Yeah. Guess so. Expected the bus.
She kind of looks meaningfully over your shoulder at Alpha. Who is that?
Oh, that's my daughter.
She looks down at Rex. Aren't you like 5'3"?
5'6".
Oh, okay. I thought you said once that you were really.
He's pretty tiny. He says 5'6". He's probably 5'4".
Okay.
The extra 2 inches.
He wears lips.
Yeah, exactly. For social events.
So anyway, she kind of looks at the discrepancy between their frames and says, "Yeah, okay, maybe the way I'm as okay." She walks up and she's probably about the same height as Alpha, probably roughly the same frame. Tries to get up close to get a look under the hood. And I think when she catches a gleam from the eyes, she kind
There's
of...
Jawa eyes in there.
kind of like... She doesn't step back, but, like her head kind of jerks back, like in surprise. What the fuck? And then she kind of leans in again. Oh, wait. Are you the thing, the server?
Not yet. Yes, my name's not Fuck, it's Alpha AI.
Yeah, that's a better name than fuck.
Yes, it is.
Well, hey, you got a body. And she starts looking it up and down. And she looks back over the other two. That's unexpected. Is she okay?
Better than okay. Alive. Marcus and I gave Alpha new life. We're basically gods. So,
And she looks over at Rex and raises an eyebrow. Well, nifty trick. But we got business inside. And she turns around, like, probably not nearly as impressed as your average person who, like, can think of all the ramifications and would understand how difficult it was to do that would be.
Yeah, Riker loses it, just walking after Switch, going into the... Are you fucking serious? Do you know how long this fucking took? How much fucking money this cost?
Yeah, you made a robot. Nice job. I mean, it's a good robot.
That's not what it is.
She looks back at Alpha and shrugs.
That's fucking synth skin. Those are synth lungs. That's all. That's based... He's just like trying to go into particulars of it. Explain
She's
it all.
just like trying to smile and seem interested as they're walking in and like nodding.
Alpha's like walking over towards the door of the apartment kind of very slowly and just kind of whispers over to Riker. She's just jealous of all my chrome. She can't handle the truth. And when he says about handling the truth, she also looks over at Marcus, her other dad.
Two dads.
Yes.
Yes. Very good. That's exactly what it is. Someone who can't appreciate the absolute effort this fucking he's just losing it. Like
I'm really proud of you. I'm seriously looks at both of them. I'm really proud of you. This was probably really super hard. I can tell you worked very hard on this.
You're being fucking condescending. I can tell.
No, she's looking at SW like she's like at a loss. Like she really, if anyone else, it would be condescending. But she's just being totally genuine. Like you did a good job. That's what everybody wants to hear, isn't it?
It's like a beautiful woman. When you tell her that you're a GM, she doesn't give a shit.
I can tell you worked really hard on that.
I didn't shower for 2 fucking weeks. I'm on the very end of my coffee.
I noticed.
Fuck!
The Prost has a shower in here, I'm sure.
Thank fuck.
I don't know about soap. I'm not paying her very much.
No. How bad do any smells in this place? Like, oh shit, yeah. I think water. Maybe she has some dish. I don't know. Dish soap. Fuck it. Fuck it. He's livid.
She's like leans over to SW. Why is he so mad?
I don't know. He looks at Marcus and you've been taking some what do they call that? Some time with your new lifelike girlfriend.
He was just created a few hours ago. She now walks and can interact with her world. It's fascinating.
Congenial visit.
I'm not like you. What?
What's that mean?
Oh, I was wondering if Marcus was getting a hand job from his android girlfriend.
She looks a little like shocked. Oh, looks back over at Marcus. Is that why you? That's, okay, nice robot.
That's not what it's for.
It's none of my business.
What
I
the
wish I didn't
fuck?
even know.
Unappreciative motherfuckers. Fucking genius in this bullshit, and he's like, where the fuck are we going?
Go inside. We have business to discuss.
I'm sure they're like practically to the door
Yeah.
right now.
He waves for Marcus. He's like, all right, come on. Enough fucking around out here.
Yes. The eyes are searching for us.
Yeah.
You do see some like gangers like roll around, like they fucking like sitting out on the outside, sitting on the windowsill of the car door. They roll by as you guys all duck inside. And if you think that Rex Riker smelled bad, this place smells way worse. Alice is there. She looks okay. She might have just pulled a trick. She has lipstick on, some nicer clothes, but she seems like she's lost about 10 points. Yeah. She's lost about 10 pounds, probably from malnutrition, nervousness, and a new drug habit. But hey, you're using her. And you see that Gibby has been tied to the bedpost with one hand and one leg, leaving him one hand and one leg free. That way he can piss, shit, wipe his ass, and eat, and that's about it. He's lost about 50 pounds, and it looks like he's been whipped repeatedly, like with belt marks across his back. Alice seems to have turned a little bit to the dark side, and as you guys walk in, probably unannounced because that's Duger's style,
Oh, yeah.
you hear Alice saying, "And fucking get back in bed! You'll get whipped again like the bitch you are!" And Gibby like scurries back to bed, like curls up in the fetal position, and she's eating some kibble in the corner, and you come in. "Who the fuck is it? I don't have another appointment till 5 p.m.
SW walks in and says, I'm glad you're staying busy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Duger. Yeah, my days are filled. And so am I.
Perfect. Perfect. You've done a good job. You've done a real good job. He looks at Gibby and he's like, oh, he
Do you
looks
make a
like
roll?
he's,
Don't you make a roll on the pross table? Since we're
oh
playing
yeah,
GTA here.
yeah, let's do it. What is the, hold on.
Just roll d6. I have it written down somewhere. Okay, here we go. I'll paste it in again as I am wont to do.
Yeah.
Copy. It's got. I'll
One.
paste it into Discord. You upgraded her?
Yeah, she's upgraded.
Only 100 credits, 100 small-time jobs. I'll give you 100.
She's been dealing with Gibby.
Yeah.
She says, last one was a dud. Here, your share's on the table.
Picks it up and tucks it in his pocket and he's like, you did a real solid for me the other day with that Militech Corp and what you told me. Could maybe think about upgrading your share.
Like what kind of share? Like set me free share and
Oh,
I move down to Florida?
no, I don't think so.
Ah,
But,
I'm the luckiest girl on earth. She takes another bite of kibble.
well, he got you the job at the GED. Maybe I'll see about getting you better shifts there so you can make some more money. Get out of this shithole.
What, working during the day at the Gentleman's Delight, dealing with the losers who don't have jobs and turning tricks at night? Sounds lovely, Mr. Duger.
Good. Well, I could shoot you in the face right now. How would you prefer that? I don't like your sassy mouth.
Sometimes I don't care.
As they're
Hey,
talking,
before you shoot her, can I use her?
I know how Duger is. You're supposed to shoot her.
I thought about it, but no, it's too much of a good investment, so he doesn't. Yeah, he just shrugs. What are you saying, Switch?
Go ahead.
yes,
Rex.
yeah, she comes in
Yeah.
behind him while they're talking, just kind of taking in the room, looking from one side, stopping and looking at Alice. Her expression is kind of unreadable, but she winces a little bit. Moves across the room to Gibby, and her eyes rest there. And as Duger is having this, back and forth with Alice, she kind of approaches him. He's caused so much trauma. She'd been unable to even properly access memories of that time of her life. And every time she tried, the emotional reaction would cause her inhibitor to kick in, washing out those memories like a puddle of ink on the ground, washed away by a heavy rain. But something changed ever since her brush with death. Lost memories have reemerged, and she's begun to piece them into some kind of a coherent tapestry. She hasn't really said anything about it, but the inhibitor doesn't seem to be working like it once did, if at all. And that whole process, that recovery in the hospital, which Duger probably didn't know how much of it was mental and how much of it was physical. It was really painful and grueling, but now that it's over, she's feeling more whole than she can ever remember feeling. Not everything's there. Some things are probably gone forever, but there's been a lot to think about. So she is walking toward him, kind of processing what she's feeling, crouches down. So she's kind of eye level with Gibby. She notices how skinny he is. His skin almost seems to be falling off of his frame because he's lost so much weight. And under the bad dye job, his hair is getting gray. There's scabby lesions on his face. His breath is foul and his teeth are rotting. She just thinks, disgusting. Is this what I would have become? And she glances back up to SW. She feels a rush of gratitude and love for being spared that fate. But she turns back to meet his gaze and presses the urge to vomit that comes with that familiar odor underneath his frame, underneath the the actual filth of him. There's just this odor that's him, and it's a nauseating association. And she kind of says softly, put a lot of thought over a very long time into what I would do right now when it came to this. And she pauses and she looks at him, waiting for him to respond, wondering what he might say for himself. Is he at all coherent?
Yeah, he turns to you. His cyber eye on the right has been shattered. You see it's spidered out. It's not even powered on. And his left eye is almost swollen shut, but he does his best to strain it open. You can see that a couple of his teeth have been knocked out as well. And he just scurries backwards until he slams into this window behind him, kind of trying to get to the farthest spot away from you. It's a fucking ghost! It's a fucking ghost! I'm fucking dead. Well, my past mistakes have come to fucking haunt me. Oh God, great-grandmother always warned me of this. The demons to drag me to hell. Claw my flesh from my bones while I scream out in agony. Take me now! He kind of scurries towards you, like bares his chest at you. Make it quick! Through the heart now! Quick! Make it fucking quick, bitch! Fucking cunt!
He spits the words at her, other than, kind of leaning back against the spray of spittle from his mouth. She doesn't really seem affected by the words. She kind of sighs like a long-suffering sigh.
Don't you have any fucking balls, goddamn cunt? Don't leave me here with her! Fucking rat.
Did you really just ask me if I have any balls? And she just shakes her head. Look, quick wasn't the original plan. But what's going on in the Maz? If you're not going to say anything that's going to be redemptive to your soul, maybe you can say something that'll be more helpful in a practical sense.
He's like, the Maz? What the fuck are you talking about, the goddamn Maz?
What's going on there?
Don't fucking know.
Maelstrom's over there, digging something.
I'm small time. I'm even fucking small in time now. You're never gonna fucking... You think I'm gonna be on the streets again looking like this? Fucking ruined.
Oh, look, I'm never getting my years back, and nothing you or I can do to change that. And I don't know what made you like this. And she reaches out and she kind of grabs his chin with one hand, looking at both sides of his face. I don't know, maybe there was someone like you for me in your life once. I mean, your childhood was probably pretty shitty, and maybe I would have turned out just like you, Gibby, or worse, because I'm a badass and you're a pussy. But I'm not. And she glances back at SW. I'm not like you. And seeing how small and pathetic you are, well, I can't even imagine being afraid of you. Although I was when I was little. But yeah, you can't leave. You'll find someone else. You'll find someone smaller than you, and you'll make them afraid to make yourself feel big. So you have to die. You're not going back on the street. And with that, she's holding his chin. There's just a quiet nick in her finger implants. The rippers slice into his throat, and just like there's a gush of blood onto her hands, and she watches the life fade from his eyes as he chokes and gurgles. I don't know if other people, I mean, this conversation's been going on. But it's been quiet. I don't know how and what anybody else has really noticed. But she stands and wipes the blood off on her pants.
I think
And,
SW would have been watching it eventually, kind of like removed, letting her do her thing.
Yeah, she turns to SW and she seems almost embarrassed. She says, "Look, I'm not gonna be like him. I'm not gonna hurt someone just to feel big. And he doesn't matter. And I don't think this thing in my head is working anymore. And so if I want to stay human, if I want to stay a person, that's on me now. I mean, I'm not turning into a pacifist or anything." She looks down at Gibby. "But some things are going to have to change for me." And I don't think she consciously
Good.
does it, but she glances over at Alice when she says it.
SW considers. He puts a hand on your shoulder for a moment and gives a slight squeeze and says, "What do you mean?" "I mean, you know I'll do anything for you. Just tell me what you want."
She kind of thinks back. It was one of the first episodes when they were fighting a gang in the street, and they ended up interrogating some Arasaka individuals, and there was a woman, and Duger ordered her to exterminate, just kill her out of hand, and she just did it without thinking, and that kind of flashes through her head, and she kind of winces at the memory. So I don't know, I kind of got to play this by ear. I don't know, maybe I gotta develop a kind of a conscience. I mean, I'm always gonna be there for you. I'm never gonna let anybody hurt you. And she puts a hand on his shoulder, but then she glances back at Alice. But I don't like making people's lives shitty.
He takes a very long pause and kind of is considering what to say and finally says, "Well, I'm not a very nice person, I guess you could say. Maybe..."
She kind of grins just as he's saying that.
"No, I'm serious. I'm not. I do good things, but all in all, no, I'm not. Marcus and I have a plan, and, I don't know if I'll live through it, but I've always kind of wanted you to get out of here and get away from me and all this shit. Still think you probably should when this is all over. I mean, you don't need me anymore. You just proved it."
She raises an eyebrow and she said, "It means one thing when you're with someone because you need them. It means something else, I think, when you stay with someone because you want to."
I don't know. This place turns you. I wasn't always like this, but figured this is what I needed to do to survive, and now, well, you're young enough to change, but if you hang around with me, you've done some bad shit just because you're with me, right?
She thinks everybody's done bad shit. I mean, I'm not, tallying up my sins. I'm not even really feeling bad about anything I've done. I don't know. She shrugs. She says, I'm going to have to play this by ear. She says, but I don't really want to be here with Alice. If this is how she's going to be, I don't want to be around it. She looks over at him and she looks down at Gibby and she says, it's really not that different. You know? From me.
Yeah, sure. If you want me to let her go, it's fine. I can do that. She's already... I don't worry about it, but he says to Alice, he's like, yeah, when we're done here, you can, you're free. Fine.
Yeah, she has a fork of kibble. I don't know what kibble is physically, but it's about halfway to her mouth, and she stops with her mouth agape and just turns to you. Mr. Duger, if this is another one of your sick jokes, I'm just going to... She goes over and grabs this bottle of wine here by her bed and brings it over to her kibble and takes a big swig of it. I'm not ready to hear it, but you raised her up right there, Mr. Duger. You raised her up right.
What the fuck do you know? You're the one who fucked with her, and that's why you're in this shit.
She looks like she's about ready to argue, but then just kind of thinks better of it and finishes her bite of kibble.
Any fucking way.
Switch is just like looking really happy, but trying not to look happy. Like, doesn't want to make it any weirder or more uncomfortable than it is. And plus, there's like this corpse bleeding out on the ground, and it's. Not like the time to look super plappy.
He just says, your last thing is to get rid of this asshole. Hey, has anybody heard from Cuervo or Lolo, by the way? Marcus, I thought you were supposed to tell him to come over here.
Yes, I did send messages to them, but Lolo never responded. I think Cuervo should be on his way, but I've not heard from him. I've been busy myself, you see. Creating life and everything.
You with us?
And about that,
Yes, sir.
yeah, good. Yep. About that time, you hear a car pull up from outside. And what were you doing, Cuervo? Well, you were doing a hustle, so roll on the hustle chart.
Alrighty.
Give me a D6. What'd you get there? You got a 3.
For at level 5.
Difficult hit or extraction, you get 300 eddies. Difficult hit or extraction. So what were you busy doing?
So as some people are aware of, others not so much, Cuervo had spent a lot of his time in Night City tracking down the La Raza booster gangers who had been responsible for the death of his nomadic and reclaimer family. The last time he had searched for him, he had drawn too much attention to himself, and he had to lay low for a while with Lolo. As the dust settled and the eyes stopped looking for him, but once the opportunity presented itself, he did go after one of the higher level targets of the La Raza, and it was a high level hit, one of their maybe lieutenants, if you will, and successfully ended his life. One more eye for an eye in his never-ending quest to seek vengeance for his family and loved ones. And he managed, as any good person, he did a little razzle-dazzle looting the corpse and sold it via Lolo and is a little bit richer for it.
As you walk into the apartment at Cuervo, you see Switch kind of backing away from a body. Gibby is kind of half on the bed, half not, with blood, like a pool, like 4x4 pool of blood coming from beneath his neck. Kevin Dickens obviously isn't here anymore. But Alice is actually looking very happy as well, and like has pushed her meal away from her meal of kibble. And she's actually running over to give Duger a hug.
No.
After he said,
no.
After he says the last thing to do was to move the bodies, he's like, I don't care, I'll move the bodies, set me free.
Yeah, he just puts his hand out. That's not necessary. Not necessary at all.
You see Duger giving the hand to Alice there as you kind of walk in. So
As Cuervo as he walks in, Gibby was the guy he captured, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so he knows this is probably a long time coming, and he's coming in maybe with a drink, like some generic soda, like a Fanta or RC Cola equivalent, the Corpo equivalent. And, he kind of sees Alice trying to be nice to SW. He's kind of confused, and he looks at Gibby and just assumes that's which got a revenge, and just kind of casually points to the pool of blood. He goes, "Oh, that's not supposed to be like that."
She looks up at him. Oh, a little late to the party. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be like that. She says, looking back at the body.
Well, did it make you feel better?
She looks at him and thinks, and she says, I mean, it wasn't what I thought it would be like, but it needed to be done,
Oh yeah, I know. It's you get that high, and then there's kind of and he kind of looks at the other group. There's like that, emptiness afterwards, and you're not quite sure what to do after it. But I'm sure you'll be fine. Trust me, I know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you know, she says, and just kind of rolls her eyes, like trying to lighten the conversation, not really wanting to talk about her feelings, and because you know everything.
Well, of course I do. That's why I'm here, to let you know.
Right. I don't know what I'd do without you here. I mean, I might have to, think on my own. What a disaster that would be. Actually, that doesn't usually work out very well.
You'd be painfully short of corn dogs.
Corn dog. She takes this blood besmeared hand and kind of rubs it over her stomach. Oh, I could use a corn dog right now. This apartment smells like Dookie, so that probably doesn't sound right to you.
He does one of those little nose twitches. He's like, I'm gonna respectfully disagree. And is Alpha A sitting there?
Yes.
Yes.
And he just kind of casually turns it out. He goes, side note, what in the heck is that?
Oh, Marcus and Rex made a robot.
It's Marcus's
It's not one of
girlfriend.
those.
Fucking robot!
It's Marcus's girlfriend and Rex's daughter, I think.
It's not one of those Japanesey kind of ones, if you know what I'm saying.
Switch makes a hand job gesture.
Okay,
God
you know
fucking-
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, Rex is furious again. Just covered in water, by the way. Like anybody who he actually did take the shower when he came in here.
You would recognize her voice, Cuervo, but Alpha just says, you would recognize that's Alpha's voice, and she's like, well, Arasaka did rip my soul from my body to make me, so the manner of speaking, yes. Japanese.
Those Japanese and their crazy ways. And he kind of squints. He goes, huh, I figured Rex and Marcus might have had some sort of lotion dispenser built into those hands, but there's always time for improvements.
God fucking damn it! I'm surrounded by people who don't appreciate this fucking art, and he's again livid about everything.
Well, okay, come on.
Would they notice you haven't stuttered in your RP this whole session yet?
I mean, you tell
Only
me
when
no
he's
one
mad.
fucking said anything about
I
it.
don't think SW would have ever paid any attention, honestly.
Well, didn't we have something we were going to do? You had me pack a bunch of...
Well, yeah,
No.
yeah, because
Firepower.
yes, Alice, can you I don't know, go someplace else for a while?
Fuck yeah.
Here's 100 eddies.
She fucking leaves. She goes to spend the 100 days, goes far on her budget, man. She bounces.
Goes buy some corn dogs.
Heck yeah.
And Marcus, or
Maybe some,
not Marcus, but
STA treatment.
so SW looks at the bed, thinks about sitting on it, and then just goes and sits on a chair somewhere. He's like, all right, Marcus and I have been talking. There's been a couple weird things that have happened, right? Looks like my boss at Militech is in with Moloch. Found out because put the squeeze on this Alice there, and she luckily got my boss in bed, and he did some pillow talking, and yeah, it seems like it's good information that he's with Moloch. So I don't know if you heard, but I'm getting a big promotion in Militech. Fronted by him, it looks like. Don't know why, but either him, I think, or Preston's been following us and reporting to Militech and whoever, and that's maybe what happened with the server farm. Regardless, Wilson, we need to get a hold of him and find out what the truth is. It's dangerous for me, for sure. I'll be person non grata with Militech afterwards, that's for sure.
So, you're telling me you'd rather get expelled or be forced to retire or quit rather than take this big promotion?
Yeah, well, yeah, because, well, I guess I just come clean with it, I guess. I've never actually been working for the betterment of Militech, more like trying to fuck them over. Kind of like you weirdos trying to do the anarchy thing, and he kind of nods over to Marcus.
Not anarchy, if it's the truth that needs to get out there. People have been succumbing to lies for too long. They need to open their eyes.
Yeah, anyway, I can get a job at Arasaka. It's not a big deal. Or I'll just get out of town. Whatever. I might still even be able to get the promotion. I don't know. It depends on if Wilson is working actually for anybody up higher up in Moloch, or finding out he's with Moloch will really give me a sweet reach around at HQ, you know? Just depends. I was gonna... But we need some truth drugs, some truth serum. I was gonna ask Lolo, but nobody can get a hold of him, so... Is that something you could do? He looks over Cuervo.
I mean, I can call him, but he's not at my, beacon. Did you check the GD?
I sent him a message. Marcus sent him a message. Just tell him to get the stuff. Him, yeah, I don't think they would bug you necessarily or watch your agent. It'd be easier if you just told him what to get. Truth serum stuff.
Is this stuff that we were tasked, Bo, to get last session, or was that just...
No, this is something new.
Okay, yes. That's just sex robot stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
The idea was to have Lolo get it, but since he's not here, I figured just through you somehow.
Yeah, he didn't answer Marcus. He didn't answer Marcus either, oddly.
I mean, worst case scenario, if you think my agent's bugged or someone here is being tracked, I can go with Solo and talk to him in person. I mean, he's my roommate after all.
I'm pretty sure it was Preston. He looks to switch.
Assume we are all being tracked. Assume it.
Well, the idea anyway is to get those drugs, and I guess Switch and me and maybe you, Cuervo, we're gonna have to potentially kidnap him. I think the idea is to lure him here or somewhere, tell him that I have the Alpha AI, he looks to Riker, and tell them that it's theirs, that I found this new cool thing, but I gotta keep it on the Super DL because I stole it from Marcus and Riker. And then when he shows up, grab him and then force him to tell us the truth, but can't really beat him. We have to really know. Drugs is the only way. And then I guess depending on what we find out, that means what our next move's gonna be.
Is there any way, and she kind of makes a fiddling motion with her fingers, like on a keyboard, to Marcus, we could see any of his communications? They might tell us some things.
I mean, wouldn't the easiest way is to tell several of your lackeys different bits of information that you think they would pass on their superiors and see which one pans out, you know what I mean? Give them a little honeypot and see if they go for it. Give each one a different version of the story. Whichever one gets reported, or, you know, you see maybe some Militech agents at whatever one you told. Wouldn't that be a good indicator?
Yeah, that would definitely drive out Preston, but I don't know if we have time for all that.
I mean, kidnapping works just fine for me. I mean, did I ever tell you about how Militech left me for dead in Nigeria?
No.
Oh, that's because, yeah, you want to know why? Because it was awful. 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 So if that involves hosing them over and making some EVs in the process, then yeah, I'm down for it. What do I give a shit?
Shrugs. Well, if we can get the drugs, then I can make the call. I don't want to be unprepared for this. He looks to Alpha AI and he's like, I don't know. I know it might seem a little worrisome to use your daughter as bait there, but not sure what else to do. I think that's the one thing that'll get him off his ass. Expose him, maybe.
She's your own person. She can make her own decisions.
Huh? He seems very confused by that.
Yeah, so does Switch.
Look, I've been trying to tell you motherfuckers, this is not just a robot. Okay? This is a legit living thing. Okay?
But it's a robot.
You don't fucking get it.
I know. I'm trying.
Your daughter is
robot.
beautiful.
This is not what I'm going for. God fucking let me put it in caveman terms for you fucking Neanderthals. So, a robot is just take command, I put in X, get Y out. This is pretty much a fucking person, okay? Autonomous. Completely autonomous. Thoughts of her own, everything. This is Alpha. This is basically a fucking, like, hybrid cyborg person. That's what we're talking about when we made life. She's completely autonomous. Doesn't take fucking orders from me. Nothing. Just exists.
Which is on her agent typing. What does autonomous spelled ATONOMUS mean?
She kind of looks at Switch as she's typing, and she does. Oh, she can probably just mimic it. Her voice comes out as like Arnold Schwarzenegger's and says, I'm a cybernetic organism over an endoskeleton. She gives that line there from Terminator, knowing she's being campy, of course. I don't know if you know that line.
Oh, it's got a sense of humor too.
Switch finally finds like a definition for autonomous and says, "Oh, she's a smart robot. Okay, I get it."
There's like a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger on a motorcycle with a fucking big hand cannon.
Can we get her one of these? She holds up the picture of the hand cannon.
Genius is fucking wasted on this room.
She actually holds the picture up to Alpha. Do you want one of these?
Yes, please.
And she's like, I'll be right back. And she starts digging through her.
Wait. Don't give the AI a gun. That's how the end.
What?
Haven't you ever seen, one of the movies where you make an AI? He looks to Riker, and then they kill all the humans because the humans are they say don't let war happen. So how do you stop war by killing all the humans? That sort of thing.
Yeah, fine. Give her a gun. Here, and he starts going to pull.
I said
shotgun
don't
out
give her a gun.
Look, this is unfucking heard of tech, okay? This is like next level shit. I'm sorry no one in here can fucking appreciate the effort and the genius it took for me and Marcus to put this together. But this is not just a fucking robot.
What would you like us to call you? He says to Alpha.
She says, call me Alpha. That's what I was before I died, or was killed, or was riddled with cancer, and before I was reborn. Call me Alpha AI.
She wanted Arnold.
Anyway,
Okay.
Okay, so do you mind being used for bait in a highly dangerous plan that might get us all killed?
She starts laughing. Like, she doubles over in laughter, and her movements are like completely human at this point. Maybe some hesitation just from the mechanical education because it's a prototype, but the gestures and things, like, how you can tell, like if you're watching a sports figure, how like they move a certain way, you can tell by the person, like she has that movement. She's like, don't think of it as bait. I'm on your team now. Come on! You have a fucking super robot on your team. Made by one of the most advanced Japanese corporations in the world!
When she calls herself a super robot, she gives Rex a C. Look.
God. And he just puts his head in his hands defeated. It's like, even at this point, no one understands. He's cursed. I can't fucking believe it.
Look, Esther.
She's doing like martial arts katas in the middle of the room because her routines are keep updating. She's just getting better and better and better and better. She's doing all this fucking shit in the middle of the room like, fuck yeah!
Yeah, Cuervo's just like, oh look, now it knows Kung Fu.
We won't give it a gun, and she pulls out the spiked bat and hands it to Alpha. We can just give her this.
No, nothing. Listen, it has to be her and I alone. And she has to look helpless, I guess, in some way. I don't know how to make that happen. Don't act so good, he says to her.
I can act, but helpless is off the table, Duger. Not doing it again. Look,
I said
I can
act
walk now.
helpless that way, or at least captured, okay? We have to make him feel comfortable when he gets in here, or wherever we bring him. I think here's probably good.
We are
Here?
both captured. I will be here as well with you, Alpha.
But you guys gotta, make a get out of the room and stuff. He can't think you're here.
No, this is where you've captured us. The creation.
Fine.
You're not going to be alone in this room with them and Alpha. No. I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Oh, and I'm not going to be far.
Well, I guess if we're having a fucking party, it doesn't matter. Switch, you could be in here too. I mean, you're not going to find that suspicious, clearly. Cuervo, you need to kind of probably hide somewhere, and because I don't know if he'll come alone or not. He's not dumb.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll stay out of sight until things get heavy. And if it brings backup, I'll hold them off until our super killer robot, is that what it called itself, can get online and gun kata its way to victory or whatever. He just kind of waves his hand at it.
You may not want to hide in the bathroom if you were planning on doing that.
Whatever's in there, I'm sure it'll be fine. I used to crap in a slit trench.
Alright. I warned you. He holds his hands up and shakes his head.
He's gonna open. Is the door? Where's the door? He's like gonna go open it just so he knows what horrors he's gonna have to deal with.
Basically, a 360-degree immersive slit trench.
He goes, "Oh, this isn't that bad. I've been to Scotland."
Fuck. Sorry, Scottish viewers.
Okay. Well, Switch looks around, just kind of sits cross-legged on the ground. Are we gonna start this party or what?
Yeah, the only thing,
Sure.
like, we need this is out of character, we need those drugs before we can really do anything.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how Bo wants
So
to...
is there some sort of role we can...
I would
you
use
to-
another fixer, too. I mean, if Lolo's
Yeah.
not available.
I mean, I
Yeah,
gotta
you
go.
gotta-
But I wouldn't use a Militech one, right? I wouldn't use Jimmy Torrent.
Well, yeah, Jimmy. Well, I would say if you use Jimmy Torrent, like, it would kind of give credence to your plan because you say, hey, listen, I'm trying to break up this thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get something I can do. Sure, I'll use Jimmy.
Ring him up.
Yeah, he rings him up.
We find old Jimmy Torrent. Jimmy. Search for Jimmy, and I have so many fucking
He's under
NPCs. It's
Militech. I
insane.
know that because I
Yep,
can
there
see
he
him
is.
for some reason.
That's a token I haven't seen in a while. Grease? Negative. Jimmy Torrent. That's who that is. JJJ. Boom. Save settings. Yep, you got him.
Please hold for SW Duggar. Please hold for SW Duggar. So he does the whole
God
shit.
damn it, Duger!
Oh, Jimmy, thanks for waiting. It's an important business.
Yeah, you hear you hear a rock ballad in the background. He's clearly at the GD. Duger! What's happening, my friend?
Ah, you sound like you're at my favorite place.
Oh, yeah, I just did a fishbowl. You know how it goes.
I've never done one of those.
But, what's your biz, man?
I've got some big shit going on. Well, trying to get some information out of a netrunner. I need some truth serum drugs.
Truth serum. All right. Yeah, I got several things I can get you. It's gonna take some time. Not much time. I can find a midnight market tonight and have it to you in the morning. What type of thing are you getting into, Duger? This is something I need to report to the top.
Nah. But I need it quick. I'll throw a couple hundred extra eddies your way if you can get it to me in, let's say, 2 hours? 3 hours?
2 hours? What type of drug do you want? And tell me. Because it's going to be a big markup, my friend.
I don't know what it would be called.
Well, there's one that was called Truth. There's one that was called Truth Serum on that list I sent you.
Truth serum. Yeah, truth serum.
Let me see how much that was. Hang on a second. I think it's in the conversation that Evie and Zypher had. Oh, here we go. Let me pull it up. And I'll scroll to the bottom because I think I remember seeing it at the bottom. There's one literally called Truth Serum.
Yeah, there was one called truth serum. That's what I've been calling it, like in general.
It is 3,300 eddies. Oh, no. 300 eddies per dose.
Yeah.
He's going to upcharge you a lot. It's going to be 1,000.
Fine, 1,000.
All right.
I'll have one of my men pick it up from you. Just send the location and the time. Quicker the better.
Roger that. I'll have him meet me here at the Gentleman's Delight. Meet me upstairs, eh?
Fine.
Alright. I'll have a... What are you drinking these days? I have a cold one waiting for you, son.
Said I'm coming. I said I'll have it picked up.
Fine. He just sounds lonely, like he's looking for a drinking buddy.
I tell you what, after this is over, we'll get a drink together. just busy right now.
All right, all right. I think I accidentally closed roll 20.
Yeah, you logged off. Yeah. After they hang up, Digger's like, I'd never drink with that asshole. Anyway, he kind of says to everybody else, he should have it in a couple hours. So if we can get it in a couple hours, maybe tonight, we can set up with Wilson.
I mean,
Are we going to do it here?
I don't see why not.
No. She has shoved the body in the closet. We should get rid of that because it's going to start to smell even worse than it does.
Oh yeah, we'll get rid of it when Alice gets back, and he just kind of does something with his agent, kind of in his head. He doesn't have a physical one. He says, oh yeah, okay, yeah, she won't be coming back for a while. It's okay. Just let her know. Maybe tomorrow she'll come back, but not tonight. So we got the whole place to ourselves. I guess.
Why don't you tell Preston to pick up the drugs and bring it back here, and maybe clue him in on something about using it on me, and
you think?
And just drop. If he is reporting back to Wilson, Wilson himself might be here to collect on the prize, and maybe Wilson might look to end you as well. Who knows?
Well, I was
what
gonna
he's
invite
planning.
Wilson as well, right? I was just gonna tell him.
Ah, well, that's the direct approach.
So he comes over here, we bonk him over the head, and then drug him up and find out. But I can have Wilson pick it up, that's fine too. That's something I would do.
Preston, you mean?
Yeah, what did I say, Wilson? Yeah, Preston, yeah.
Yeah.
So he would send Wilson a message to clear his next few hours. He's going to make a pickup at the Gentleman's Delight and bring it to a location to be discussed later. And then
Yeah, he's just like, yes, sir.
And then
Pick up, sir. The Gentleman's Delight, sir.
yeah, from Jimmy
On my way,
Torrent, I'll
sir.
have something from you. That's his text.
I haven't heard from Jimmy in a while. I counted myself lucky.
Yeah, don't let him con you into getting a drink with him.
No, sir. I don't drink while on the job, sir.
All right, and then he's gonna call Wilson, I guess.
Yeah, if we got a couple hours, I'm probably gonna go back to the house and get some weapons, since I didn't really know we were gonna go heavy right away.
Yeah, that's fine. Get back here as
Probably
quick as
grab
you
something.
can.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say I'm gonna grab something to eat along the way. I'm gonna immediately go home and back.
Bring me something.
Can do. And Cuervo
Wilson. This Duger.
Yeah, it's me.
What do you got for me? What's kicking with Tito and the boys from Blood Nation?
Oh, they help me out, you know. But they're small fries. They got something big. Super big.
And it's small. They're small fry. But that combat drug we're testing for the special product department, it ain't small fry, Duger. Get it done within the week, or that you can kiss that promotion and that house in Beaverville goodbye. Picket fence and all.
Maybe you should just hold your horses there, sir. It has been tested. Tested to help me get the biggest score Militech's ever had.
I'm intrigued, Duger. Continue.
Well, you know, I've been running this Netrunner and his freak friend. He looks to Riker and gives like an apologetic look.
Not very apologetic.
And they had some sort of, I don't know. Do you remember that AI that we had to, that program for that fat guy, fat Netrunner that worked for us? that we returned.
All right, give me the first roll of this session, human perception.
Okay. So this human perception. No. So that.
Difficulty is going to be 17.
I'll probably use some luck. Is that not one that comes up in that? I have
It
perception.
Let me look.
Social. I can just do it from the sheet.
That's fine, just sit from the sheet.
I'll use 2 luck.
Oh, it's under social.
Okay,
That's why.
2 luck here. Oh my god.
Oh,
Wait, that can't be right. That cannot be right. That's not my right. Level 6 plus 3 empathy.
yeah, but then you
Why?
didn't roll the d10.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Let's roll d10. Isn't that fucking weird? This sheet is weird with macros, man.
Huh.
It's only downfall.
It didn't do the plus 2.
I gotta even- Yeah, just roll a d10 and
I missed it anyway, so
12. Ugh. Yeah, you don't notice anything out of the usual when you mention that. And he just says continue. I've heard rumors of such things, but no details.
well, didn't know it at the time, but that Netrunner, he made a copy of her or gave back the copy, not sure. Anyway, when he was running the server farm that I had visited, I wasn't exactly sure what was going on there, but did some snooping, and some maelstroms attacked it, and yeah, I got the boys from Blood Nation to test out their combat meds on that. They did pretty good, but mostly we
That's what I heard.
yeah, mostly we took care of business inside, and you know, Marcus got back this copy of whatever this is, and lo and behold, yesterday I realized what they were doing. They were doing some shady shit, putting this consciousness into this android body. They say it's fully autonomous or some shit. And got a plan here. Almost ready, switching just ready to come down on these fuckers and disable this thing and capture these losers and hand it over, but it's got to be quiet, you know. So maybe if I shoot you a address, you should come down and take a look yourself.
Duger. Yeah, I dare say I'm impressed. When I got the report that there was a mix-up down there outside the combat zone, I figured that you just did the smart thing and played one gang off of the other so you could just test that combat drug. But you killed 2 birds with 1 stone, and it sounds like you're making Militech all the richer by doing so. Do you think I'm personally going to head that way? You can think again. Listen, I'm heading over to the marina for a long weekend. But I'll send some people. Some good people. Top men. Top men, Duger, I tell you.
No.
Top men.
No. There's a leak. There's a leak
A leak?
A leak inside Militech.
Nonsense, Duger.
Yep.
We create the leaks. We are the puppet master of the leaks.
Then you tell me why
Who's the
Arasaka
fucking-
was there trying to get her back, and we had to fight him off. There's a traitor. You're gonna need to come yourself. Can't trust anybody else.
There's a hesitation this time that you pick up on.
I can use
without even
persuasion,
rolling.
too.
You said that. Yeah. Yeah, why don't you do that?
I use
17 then,
2
yeah.
luck on that too. That's
There you
not
go.
counting the luck. So
Yep. Once you say the Arasaka stuff, like, very well. Send me the address to this agent. It's encrypted.
he does.
I'll see you soon, Duger.
I'll be there in about 2 hours.
Doesn't say goodbye, just hangs up.
All right, well, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. I don't know.
Well, what's worst case scenario?
It comes with an
Yeah.
army.
She starts looking around. He comes with an army. What's our best way out of here? And she starts looking around the apartment to see if there's just one entrance. Where you can get to from the, can you open any windows? She doesn't want to be trapped.
Yeah, you can find. I'll give you time, but we're obviously not going to do this tonight. Between sessions, we'll figure out something.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll make a nice, cool map, 3D and everything. It'll be sweet.
Yeah, I mean, SW doesn't have any other plans besides he would want to talk to Marcus and Rex and figure out how they want to portray themselves. Do they want to hide in the bathroom? Do they want to,
Once Cuervo gets back, Switch will start talking strategy, like exit strategies, and does someone need to be posted outside the building, or just to keep an eye on who's coming in, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Cuervo will come in. He'll be running a little late because he'll have a bag of, corn dogs, and then on the other hand, Rusty Brown's ring donuts, and we have something sweet after all that salt. And it does the same thing with Switch. He kind of walks through the building and looks at egress, ingress, where they can have choke points if need be, if things get really ugly real quick. Best way to maybe jump through a window, fire escape, thing like that.
Why don't the two solos, Cuervo and Switch, both give me a tactics roll? It's under education, so you'll probably not throw it off.
That's not gonna be me.
Yeah. But neither one. Tactics is Cuervo's roll's not awful, but either one.
Where's that under?
Awful.
Social.
It's under education. You'll have to do it off the sheet.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I have nothing there, so I'll do sheet.
Yeah, so it's going to be your difficulty is going to be. I will tell you, it's going to be 15.
Oh, you know what I should do? I should use all 6 points of luck.
Because it's
my human
12:30.
perception didn't roll correctly earlier either. By the way.
Yeah, I don't think it changed too much.
Yeah, I'm just going to use all my luck because.
Is there an assist action in this, or do you both just roll separately?
There is. You can give them a +2 if you hit a roll that it's something different that you could maybe assist.
Okay, well that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my 6 points into tactics as well.
Yeah, I technically have a 19 already.
There you go. So that would have been
mine would have been 17.
17, so 19, so you would have hit a what, 21?
Yes.
21 is heroic level. So in between sessions, you can kind of close this one out looking at the building and sizing it up, and then in between sessions we'll figure out something. Is that cool with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. As he kind of walks around with Switch, kind of notes some structure that is reinforced. Maybe it's a load-bearing wall that'd be able to take a few more bullets than, say, your typical rundown drywall or whatever material they use in these kind of apartment complexes or homes. Maybe a fire escape that is rusted out and its bolts are pulling out of the concrete, versus ones that are a little more secure and could handle 5 to 7 people trying to beat feet to the street level.
Yeah. So I think they're pretty occupied for the next couple of hours, walking around, talking strategy, eating corn dogs.
Rex, Marcus, Duger, any role play before we call it a night and end with a cutscene?
I'm good.
Yeah, Marcus is going to say, well, if he's coming, and we have to be quick, he's going to have those doctors with guns. What are they called? I don't remember.
Trauma team?
Yes, trauma team.
ER doctors.
Yeah, doctors with guns in the future. Everybody's got guns. Well, once we attack, we should take out the power grid. Rex and I can set up something. Because if he signals for a trauma team, we need a way to distract
Is
him.
there any way to block
we
it?
get the
Like,
fuck
I was just gonna say a jammer of some
Yeah,
sort.
I mean, I don't know. Working on little time, we could probably do like some kind of Scott Muncher's hack. Just put it in him.
no, listen.
Yeah,
I need
Rex's maker talent pretty good.
I need to know what the truth is so we can't fuck that up, but
I mean, he could still talk. It's gonna be painful for him, but it'll stop him from, if trauma's tied into him, as far as his agent and everything, and it's like, okay, they're monitoring his vitals, then we can try to block that.
yeah. Well, I mean,
can work-
hopefully he's
can
not
work
hurt.
something
I don't
out.
want to hurt him badly. I just want to grab him, throw him in a chair, dope him up. We don't need to shoot him, but he could.
They're gonna monitor his vitals, aren't they?
Oh,
They're gonna see some weird shit going on.
The problem is his agent has got to be internal like mine is. He can make a phone call without even us seeing him. So we're going to have to block it.
Very well, we shall try and build a blocker.
Yeah. I can just, jab something in him, connect it to him so he can. He won't die. I don't have to make it fatal. I could. I don't
Called
have to.
when there's like a room that's completely shielded. There's like a term for that.
Faraday cage.
A Faraday cage. Like, I wonder if we could come up with something like that,
Mhm.
or if that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do a Faraday cage. We can build that.
Digger's like,
This is a kill box.
you got to get to it then. Let's hustle. And while
That
everybody
scene
else
fades
is
to black. Yeah.
working, he sits down, starts smoking a cigar.
He did all his work on the phone.
No. I don't really have any other closing role play other than you might notice the switch seems just a little different. I don't know.
As Cuervo's walking down the hall with Switch, you can hear him say, did I tell you about that rumor about butter? Never mind, I'm not going to spread it.
It takes her a second, and then she just like bends over laughing.
That scene fades to black, and the cutscene comes up on the movie screen if we're considering this a movie. This could be any time within the past month or so. Preston Briggs stands on the street outside of one of Militech's service buildings. He looks up. The tower looms over him, dark and plain, a foreboding facade set against a garish backdrop of neon. He checks his watch. Fuck. His boss, S.W. Duger, who Preston is fond of, gave him that watch. Now its face is cracked. He takes out his agent and glances at the time. As usual, he's punctual. He walks into the building. The heat from the street is replaced by sterile, recycled air. Good to see you again, Mr. Briggs, the receptionist says. The technician will see you now, as usual. Floor 16, suite number 9. Thank you, Linda, Preston says. He adjusts his tie, stepping into the elevator, and thinks to himself, I hope it's quick this time. Like nearly all Militech employees, Preston meets regularly with several parties. Mid-level administrators assigned to special ops teams, health and wellness coordinators tasked with making sure exec's team members aren't being abused or carelessly put in harm's way. Cybertech's charged with making sure team members' chrome is up to snuff. Briggs opens the door to suite number 9. "Welcome, Mr. Briggs," a middle-aged man in a suit says. "Punctual as always? The quicker we get this done, the better, sir." "Of course," replies the tech. "Have a seat. Quick and painless as usual." "I admire your team leader's mistrust of cyberware," he says. "But some is indispensable, like your audio suite." "Yes, sir," Preston says as the technician places a sort of self-helm on his head. "You know the drill," says the technician. His name is Ernest. He continues. "Loyalty. Are you up in the morning and down at night?" Loyalty. "Hearing the rain on glass panes at night?" Loyalty. "Does S.W. Duger list sideways?" Loyalty. "Good. Reset. Reset." "Starry night sky. When you are annoyed, do you scream at clouds?" Starry night sky. "When you are hungry, will you be satisfied?" Starry night sky. "Now repeat your internal dialogue from your auditory suite, Mr. Briggs." "I say, let the world go to hell, but I should always have my tea." "Good, good," says Ernest. "One more." "Pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart." "Excellent. We are done, Mr. Briggs," says Ernest. "You're free to go." Preston removes the device and leaves. Moments later, Ernest lights a cigarette and sits at his computer. Looking through Preston's diagnostics, he smiles. He picks up his agent and sends a voicemail. "Mr. Wilson, you'll find Agent 297's data attached per the usual protocol. Please, let me know if I can be of further assistance. Signed, Ernest Pinch, him, outstanding strengths, cybertech, and performance psychology." He hits the send button before ringing down to the lobby. "Linda, please send up my next appointment. Mr. Biggs, asked with flying colors." And we'll end it there.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
Sure.